on my what to watch list several weeks ago was the latest season of P-Valley. Now, I know, Lamont, this is not one of your shows, but it's one of my shows. It's one of my shows.
I haven't got into it this season.
You know what, Lamont? Yeah, we gonna fight after this. We're gonna have a fight. So the season finale just went on, and this is how desperate I am for P-Valley, that, Stars will give you the show early, so you can watch it early. You don't have to wait till 8:00. Like, it'll be available. So I watched that John like Sunday morning. And oh my goodness, the writing this season has been incredible. And that last scene with Uncle Clifford and at the jukebox with the little murder. Oh my goodness. It was just all of the things. But this actress, right, this season caught my eye because I was like, I know her from Snowfall. Like, because she's, in Snowfall season 1, Off the Chain. They literally, she had to be chained to like a to the bathroom because she got caught up taking the crack cocaine and turned into a full-fledged crackhead and was in them streets hard. And then she redeemed herself. And I don't know if she's still there, but I was like, isn't that Wanda from Snowfall? And now she's Roulette with them lips on P-Valley. And then she's following me on Twitter. So I invited her to the show, Lamont. And joining us right now, coming from places I don't know where she is. I'm just meeting her for the first time, but I think she's a superstar. Let me welcome the one and only Gail Bean to the Karen Hunter Show. Hello.
Hello. Oh my goodness, superstar. All of that was just so amazing.
Girl.
What an introduction.
No, hello. Let me introduce you to Lamont King. He's the king of all things funny.
Hi, Lamont King. How are
you?
Good
to see you. Good to meet you. Good to meet you.
Thank you. Likewise.
Yeah, no, you are a superstar. You light up that screen like the you could have a role and it's not the central role, but you blew the thing up this season. So first, are you still on Snowfall? Because some things happen.
We go back after Labor Day. I am still on Snowfall.
Oh, that's nice.
Okay. Now Lamont, she's the only one that made it out with her sanity. Now picture that from season 1. Complete and total strung out. Now she's the only one making good damn sense with Leroy, Leroy, of course. Leon. Is it Leon? Like, I don't remember him. Okay. Okay. All right. So when did you get the call for P-Valley?
I first got the call in October. Me and Katori had a Zoom. October of what year? 2020. And it was
during the pandemic.
During the pandemic. It was just an interest call. Like, hey, you think you would want to do P-Valley? I said, would I? Hell yeah, of course, please. Thank you. I would love to. And she asked me at what capacity. I said, I don't have a problem you put me where you want to put me. Like, I already knew her work from her plays, and I'm a theater is my foundation. So I was already very familiar with how much of a genius Katori is. So, and I'm also a fan of watching P-Valley. So I had already watched season 1. So I knew wherever she was willing and able to utilize me, I said, put me anywhere. And she said, okay, well, if it doesn't work out this time, we'll give you a call. We'll work together in some capacity at some point. And I was like, dang, I must ain't made the cut. But October 2020 was when I first got the call. And then it wasn't until 2021 when I got the offer. And I had just closed my deal with Snowfall. So we had to try to get permission and finagle that, and that was the journey.
Listen, first time we see you and I don't even know the other young lady's name, because and y'all clapping the heels and jumping up on the pole, and I'm like, is that you? So I was like, I wasn't sure it was you, but are you doing them stunts and everything?
I do a large majority, but I do have 3 stunt doubles because with filming, it's a lot of takes. It's a lot of because it's a lot of takes just for one person. So thankfully they have a couple of people and they're just rotating us in and out, because you have some takes where they don't actually see you, but they may see a piece of you or they see you in the background. It's just like, as a dancer on a show like this, even the dancers are extras. So sometimes you're an expensive extra and it's just, you can't burn me out with 20 takes on the pole.
Okay. Now, I'm going to ask a delicate question. Gail Bean is here. Okay. Not her government name. That's her Hollywood name. Y'all know her, the lady with the lips. because her lips are legendary on there, and she also plays Russian roulette, Lamont. Like she literally, her name is Roulette,
okay.
but you could catch the bullets.
Okay.
All right. So, had you had any experience, Gail, on the pole prior to this?
No. When I got the call in October, I purchased the pole. I didn't even know if I would get the role, but I said, let me go ahead. I didn't even know the role would be a dancer, but I just in case, I didn't want to show up to set on the first day and never even touch the pole. So
do you have any dance background? You have any dance background?
I mean, I was a cheerleader.
That counts.
Yeah. I was a pregnant pause. I was a cheerleader, so I could do an 8 count here and there.
8 count. All right. So where'd you put the pole? Where'd you put the pole in your house? Where'd the pole?
I actually put it on my back porch.
So you got a pole on you. So did you go to Amazon? You go to Amazon? Where do you get a pole? Where does it Poles Are Us?
Expo.
Pole Expo?
Expo. They do a whole convention and everything. They actually installed and sent us a lot of our poles. They had an Expo expert install our poles for set and everything. But no, I went to Expo.
Okay.
And on the back porch, so you got neighbors? You don't have no neighbors?
I got neighbors, but we got a fence. And then I felt like if I had on like a swimsuit. I wasn't out there real stripping for my face. I wasn't naked in my backyard polling.
Okay. Now, P-Valley is a cultural phenomenon. It is, I remember the first season saying to myself, this is the most ratchet, most ridiculous thing that I can't stop watching. I don't know if I should tell anybody I'm watching this. You know, it's one of them shows you don't really want to tell anybody. But I've seen this season the trajectory of the writing, because I really didn't like the light skin. What's her name? She got 1,000 names. Amber, whatever.
Lakeisha Autumn Night, Lakeisha Haley Savage.
Yes, all of that. I was like, she could go. I ain't believe it. I just didn't believe nothing about her character. I didn't believe that she could strip. I didn't believe any of it. The acting was bad to me, right? And I'm somebody that watches bad acting. You know, anyway. This season's acting though next level. So I want to, you don't have to respond, but I'm just, I'm gonna be honest with the audience, so I was like, how's this gonna work? And they did what Katori did was genius. Move homegirl, like she's still central, but I ain't have to focus on her. So then she brought these other characters in, and then I got Mississippi's backstory, which was a freaking brilliant Shakespearean story arc.
Listen, I love a backstory. I love a good backstory. When I read that episode, my head exploded. I was like, y'all, it's every table read we had, I kept thinking like, y'all are, I don't know if you can cuss on here, but I was
come on, you can,
writing.
It's serious.
I was like, y'all are fucking writing. Like this is some writing. So, and then when I saw it, I was just so mind blown how beautifully it translated from the page to the actual screen. Cause it's like, everybody understood the assignment. Everybody, and I think so P-Valley never had a series premiere. They didn't come out while the world was open. So they shot this show and nobody like in the show really knew how big it was because, we weren't outside. So when we shot it this time, you hibernated and just been inside the house with yourself or maybe just your loved ones or your family, your immediate family. And now you come back to create art. This is your first time back in the world. And for everybody who was involved, they just wanted to make something great. And they wanted to make something real. And they wanted to make something that resonated with people. And every neighborhood in the world probably watches P-Valley. Like there's one person in every neighborhood. I can honestly
without question.
That's how I feel. There's people who hit me up and be like, don't tell nobody I watch it. I'm like, you good. But you also don't have to be ashamed. Like watching something gay is not gonna make you gay. Like it's okay. But and then you can always utilize skip, fast forward, rewind, repeat, walk out. However, but they executed. When I say it resonates in across genders, across sexualities, across age groups, from old, like elders saying how much they be like, I love that ratchet shit. Like, any LaBelle watching. Like, there's no tax bracket.
I mean, how you got Loretta Devine playing his grandmother, but to that point, the thing that was so impressive was that Katori was able to create humanity. Like, Black people are judgmental, but we fake judgmental, right? Because we got choir directors and pastors.
Yes.
Like, there's nobody that doesn't have a Clifford in their circle somewhere, right? In their family or in their
or murder.
Or murder.
Listen, that's
okay. True. So if that's the case, then we all are lying, right? On some level. But the way she showed the humanity in their love story, because it was a love story where it was really hard. Yeah, maybe not into all of the gay sex. That's fine. But the relationship, the tenderness, the cooking, the taking care of his grandmother, the stroke of the face, which we don't see. We don't see that at all, particularly with Black men. It's usually very homophobic and scared and, that's not me, because y'all telling on yourselves because you do thus protest too much, to use Shakespeare, right?
Yeah.
I just thought the handling of that this season might have made a lot of people more open to accepting human beings, however they show up in the world, which I think is what we should be doing here.
I agree. I think what also lends to Katori's brilliance is that she does come from theater. So she's very more so hands-on. She's very intentional. She knows everything has a purpose and everybody has a palate. So not let me make it more palatable, but let me just understand that they do got to digest this. So let me tell the truth, but also know that people are watching, but I need to tell the truth. So it wasn't just straight. I don't feel that it was straight jamming down your throat. I love how she speaking. I love how it was like, it was a crescendo. Like, we got to see the relationship build instead of people, understanding that people are watching. So it doesn't go from, okay, hey, I see you, I'm gay now, we having sex. Like, it builds. Right? There's interest. And it showed, okay, yeah, there are moments where you have that, but let me first show this side so people can have an understanding and it's relatable and people know that this is real.
Okay.
Now I was going to say, to that point though, it's art and it's pushing boundaries, but how long do you think a show like this can sustain itself as far as being artistic and pushing boundaries before it's like people like, all right, like a lot of people feel that way with power. It's like, all right, y'all did everything, y'all did too much. I'm not into it no more. How much time you think y'all got? Like how many seasons? Like how many seasons? Because it pushes everything visually, the writing, the portrayal. Like how long do you think it could sustain at such a high level of attraction?
I think as long as you stick to the truth and as long as you stick to the genius instead of like chasing. I know, for example, what I didn't want, one thing I had hesitation on, I didn't want a show, most shows, Black shows, when they big, it's like, okay, we'll see. If you had a huge first season, how we top second season is we bring in a lot of names. Or we bring in a lot of like celebrities or influencers. It's kind of like when people have a poppin' freshman album, right? For their sophomore album, they want to do a lot of features and they don't stick to the basics of what makes them. I think as long as you stick to truth, because really P-Valley is a mom and pop show. So as long as it stays true to its mom and popness, it can have the longevity of a mom and pop store that is, it's been in the neighborhood for 108 years or 80 years. So not saying the show gonna run for 80 seasons, but it can have that generational value and go the distance and change with the times as long as it stays true to itself. Like I love that even though Megan Thee Stallion was on there, she was on there as Tina Snow. It wasn't very celebrity heavy because this is a show that made itself off of people who didn't have a name. Of course, Loretta Devine has a name, but when you look at shows like Snowfall and P-Valley, they've made themselves having leads that aren't already known, that aren't A-list celebs.
Let's talk about that. Uncle Clifford, who I didn't know, Nico, before this. And I was like, who the hell is this person? I mean, my God. And he commits in a way that it's like the outfits, and all of the rules and stuff. You and Nico have, y'all have your moments, and I'm imagining next season y'all gonna really have your moments because you out of pocket right now. Your character's
out of pocket.
You doing way too much, ma'am. You were doing a lot.
See, but this is my thing. We're in a strip club, so why is there the things that happen in the strip club? If this was like outside of the strip club, you would say that's out of pocket. But we in a strip club, and things that Roulette is doing, y'all are saying, "Oh, she out of pocket. She in a strip club."
But Clifford got rules, though. You breaking his rules. You breaking the rules. So, all right. So let's get to your dick sucking lips for a second. Was that written into the script? Was that written to the script?
Definitely written into the script.
Okay.
So I'm gonna be honest, right? Like, I've never really been a fan of my lips because I've always had these lips, like born out the womb, lips this size. Okay. So when
talking about some wag with the lips, just
listen, forever. And forever, my mom has said, people pay for those lips. What the fuck that got to do with me? Because when you are in middle school and you've never even seen a dick, and somebody tell you got DSLs and you don't even know what that means, and then you find out with dick sucking lips, that shit is traumatizing. I hated my lips forever. Forever. And it's like, now I'm like, all right, they all right, but I still haven't fully embraced them. I'm hoping, a bag will come with it that'll help me sleep a little bit easier at night with them.
Come on,
that's an easy endorsement.
Come on, lip gloss. Come on. 50 need a line for Gail Bean. That need to be the Gail Bean
tons
color.
Of companies.
Yes.
But
tons of companies.
Every show. So, Insecure. When I was on Insecure, they said, what I said, something, the line was something about my soup, because it's soup coolers. Right. Then on Snowfall, they was talking about the lips, Wanda with the lips who hum the ABC. When she
forgot that.
On P Valley, it's the dick suck, the DSLs, the dick sucking lips. So everywhere I go, they write it in the script.
Okay. Well, let me just for the record, it's an attribute. You're beautiful. And I'm sorry those people traumatized you in school, but most of us are working through our childhood trauma in adulthood, and that's the journey, right? To work through whatever put upon us, whether in our homes or in school. That's the journey to get through it. And if we can get through it like Viola, you end up becoming a superstar, which I think you're on your way.
Yeah, right. And produce your own. Like, that's the story right there. I'd watch that. It's make it a musical. The music.
DSL, the musical. You're stupid. Gail Bean.